Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Fitness Journey with Tony, and it's 4 days away from my 1 year anniversary. I only know it's 1 year anniversary because they sent a annual, paycheck, not paycheck, but like invoice. That's a word I was looking for. They sent the invoice, and it was last year on the 15th that I wanted to do the annual membership. I guess it was $60 off. Like, so it was $660 because it almost seems like they want you to get the full year. That way you can get the 10% off, so they get $600. And I was thinking so much, is it worth it? Like, it's half a paycheck. Well, a little bit less than half a paycheck. And I think overall, yeah, for my mental, preferably. It's so funny. You go to the gym thinking that like, oh, you're gonna go get swole or strong or whatever. The Honestly, for me, I've never seen any like good results from going to any sort of gym. It's only like the consistency, like going to work and then just working your hardest and having the results you want. And it's like, I'm not always gonna have a physically demanding job, but usually males that are Hispanic and or my demographic generally have physically demanding jobs for their whole life. My grandpa worked on railroads, worked on farms, picked a lot of, what was it, apples. I think he picked apples. And it was funny because he was the tallest Mexican. Nobody else could reach the top because they're all little guys, chiquitos. And my grandpa was afraid of heights, but they still asked him, can he do it? But he still did it. So there's a lot of things like that where you don't want to do it, but it's your job, so you gotta do it. And you may not feel morally correct, like in your soul, like you want to do it, but it's like, oh, you have to do it. Then it's like, you can't, do everything someone asks you to, because, there's some historically horrible things that people do that you just don't follow everyone's orders and directions. But then, of course, they can always like pressure you, like, oh, if you don't do this, we're gonna kill your entire family. And it's like, yeah, that's a little stuck between a hard place and a rock. It's like, what do you do at that point? But going back to the mental part of the gym, I think it hardens you. Like, it has to. Like, I should wake up tomorrow on my day off, just go straight to the gym and be like, oh, I feel like I did something, Because the act of not doing something as you get older only worsens, and you make yourself feel worse. And you think about that fact that you didn't do something, now you feel worse that you didn't do something. And when you're young, you don't really think about it. You just play video games and just do whatever, do nothing. And you waste your life, and then you figure out, like, by a certain age, if you haven't accomplished X amount of things, and then you feel not accomplished thus far, how will you take the next 25 years or next 25 years? I think when people hit the 25-year mark, they're like, oh crap, like if I'm gonna be not 100, but like roughly, like quarter life crisis thing is 100% real. And I think ever since then, like it gets more like, okay, 26, oh, well, another crisis in your life, and you feel like, is this what I want to be doing? Well, it's like, what I've been doing so far, so why would I stop doing what I've been doing? But then it's like, oh, but there's other things out there, go to this city, go do that, blah blah blah, and then you realize, then you're like 50, and then say if you have no kids by then, and then you're all alone, and then yeah, that's why I love that 7 Year song. I always think about that, going back to, like, once I was 7, now I'm 20, now I'm 30, now I'm 40, now I'm 50, now I'm 60, now I'm dead. And then you like realize, like, oh, did I have any regrets my entire life? Not regrets, but more so of like what things I haven't done yet. A regret is something, it's a specific moment, like, oh, I regret not asking that person out at this time in my life, blah blah blah. That's a regret. Like, I view things like, I haven't you know, okay, I've not gone to the pyramids, but that's not one of my life goals is to go travel. I don't care about traveling. Everyone else does that. I don't care about that. I want to make my own worlds and my own realities with throughout Lego and like storytelling. That's my version of going to the pyramids. I just make my own. And I was thinking a lot like I've had this idea for a Coliseum idea that's been on my back burner, and Star Wars: The Force Awakens back burner, Halo, Lego Halo on my back burner, and Coruscant like 2.0 on my back burner. You know, Finishing Theed on my back burner. Like all these things are on my back burner. I'm just like, and then it's at a point where I could just literally pick any one of those things and just start somewhere, and I'll be feeling better because right now I just haven't done those things. I'm like, I'll do it someday, but then I'm like driving to work. I'm like, yeah, I could like get in a car accident. I can lose my hands, lose my legs, and I get decapitated. Like, and then it's like, oh, that's a regret not finishing your dreams, and that's okay. Not every dream is meant to be dreamt, but it would improve, I think, my life and the people watching being like, oh, that's kind of cool. You could do that with Lego. I had no idea. You could thought. A lot of people just thought, oh, you get the Lego set, and then one person I thought that it came built. I don't know why. And then some people are like, oh, I have to put it together. Like what? And it's like, I don't want to think what other people think, but when other people are like around you constantly and you can't not escape people, and it's just you feel like you're not like them, which you aren't. And but I don't want to feel like I'm anything different than them in a way, because we're all the same, one human race kind of thing, but not everyone in that human race is equal to you on the mental capacity or just physically. Like age is a huge factor, gender is a huge factor, geological location where you're born is a huge factor, how easy it is to get places is a huge factor, and temperature 100% is a huge factor. There's just so many different factors that give you an advantage over someone else. At a certain, like you could have been born into money, or you could have been born into nothing, and as you get older, you eventually gain that wealth and become richer than the person that wasted all their youthful money from daddy or mommy, whatever. So is it better to grow up having nothing than living life and then trying to start at the bottom and way here, or have everything when you're born and just like there's nowhere to go above? And so there's always like, what is the best route? What destiny, choices, decisions, friends, family you decide to hang out with, don't hang out with, and it's just living life, and you just gotta remind yourself to have fun the whole time. Blah 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 blah. Along the way, you're like, you meet a girl or a guy, whoever tickles your fancy, So I was thinking, I do a lot of that. Life is kind of like, or finding a girlfriend is kind of like finding a Minecraft jungle. If anyone knows exactly what I'm talking about. So in Minecraft, it's this block game comparative to Lego. There's different biomes, and each biome is more rare than the other. And jungles, for some reason, in some versions of the game, are impossible to find by yourself. Like, just pick one direction, and just going that way. Do not do that. Don't do that, because you're just never gonna find it. And then one day, when you're just randomly just wandering around, you're like, oh, I found the jungle, and it's like, so life is like, your wife is like a jungle. You just don't try to find them, and they'll just appear, So I guess going to a building and picking something up and putting something down and breaking that mental chain of having to do something difficult on a daily basis hardens you as an individual, therefore gives you more desirability to the opposite individual, and they view that as masculine or dominant figure, or take charge, leadership type, alpha male, whatever. So don't give them what they want, because they don't know what they want. But as a male, you should be the role model figure for a child that they would take care of alongside with you. And it would be this dynamicy of like, we're a team, we do this together, every decision I do I go through you. And it's a family oriented thing, and it's like no one goes ahead of the other, and we're all just like, you know, and it's family, it's bonding, it's, I don't know, I didn't really have a great family, but we're still alive and still here, so we love each other, But you look at, there's no ideal family, there's no ideal relationship, and there's no ideal life. So that's all I got to say. It was a little bit of everything, a little bit of nothing. I don't know. But have a great day. See you next time. Have a great day. Have a great life. See you next time.